Why do 99% of YouTube automation channels fail, and how can you become the 1%? In this video, I'm going to show you how do you actually run a successful YouTube automation channel and how you can avoid failing. Because YouTube automation sounds like the ultimate shortcut, right? You just start a channel, you hire some freelancers to do the work for you, and you sit back and relax and drink a coconut on the beach. Unfortunately, even though the concept is simple, it's not that easy. Because the truth is, most beginners that start waste a lot of time, energy and money on niches that don't work and video ideas that are just bad and do never get any views. And the worst part is, usually they don't even know where they went wrong and gave up before giving it a fair chance. So why does this happen, and how can you make sure that you're not one of that 99% of people who fail before even giving it a fair chance? I'm gonna break it all down for you in this video, because I have been there too. When I started around 3-4 years ago, I failed countless channels before having a channel take off, get monetized and actually go viral and make me some money. Even though I got some courses and coaching, I learned the hard way that it is not as easy as people make it sound. So today I'm sharing what I learned from my mistakes and also the things you should not be doing to avoid failing your channel. So the first thing we gotta talk about is, why do people actually fail? And I think this is a bit of a dirty one, because the name implies YouTube automation, right? So you could say like, okay, I'm gonna automate my whole business and make passive income from the start. I'll get some freelancers to make my scripts, videos, voiceovers and thumbnails. I upload them and I'm done, right? Well, nothing is further from the truth, and it's actually not that automated from the start as they make it out to be. And you actually need to be pretty active in your niche research, in your packaging, in your video ideation, your scripts and your videos to make something work properly. When starting out any new channels, you have to be actively involved. Otherwise your channel will crash and burn and you will just waste money and time investing in freelancers. Even though in faceless channels you do not show your own face, they still need authenticity, and you just copy pasting other existing videos with cheap freelancers is not gonna cut it in today's economy. So how do you actually make it work? You have to stay involved in the main driving seat basically. You will have to put time and effort in finding unique and viral niches and concepts that can work. You will have to spend time finding viral video ideas and knowing how to package them with a good thumbnail and title to go viral and make people click on your videos. You will have, if you outsource it, you will have to proofread the scripts and help maybe the writer with a good hook and introduction and stakes for your videos so people keep on watching. You will have to rewatch the video editing your editor did to see if everything makes sense and is connected, well connected to the script that you made. Freelancers, automation and AI should help you produce videos and assist you to do things quicker, but you cannot neglect the whole process and take a step back from it just because these tools can do part of the work for you. You always need to be there to guide the vision of the channel and your creative ideas. So stay involved, use your creative stamp on every single video you upload, and use AI to your advantage, but do not let it replace everything you do. So mistake number one people are making when starting YouTube is ignoring market dynamic. And this is the ever ongoing debate versus trending and evergreen content. Which is best? Which should you start with? Is one better than the other? And honestly, both can work, but you will have to understand when to use which one and in which dynamic and setting. Because trending content is like riding a wave. Something in the news or in the world is going viral and you hop on that wave and get a lot of views and subscribers and money from riding that wave. But do you build a long-lasting audience from that? Maybe not so much. Plus, trends die out quick. So once the trend is over, will the people that subscribed still come back to your channel, depending on the content that you are posting? Problem with trends is that once you get on the trend burns down and a new trend starts, and your trending videos will probably be buried under those other new trending videos and topics. On the flip side, you have evergreen content. Evergreen content usually takes a bit longer to get traction and momentum, but once it's running and consistently growing. Unfortunately with this, you usually don't have the crazy viral peaks like you have with viral and trending topics. Now, some channels go all in on trending topics and some go all in on evergreen topics, and both of these topics can work, but I think the best thing you can do is combining the two to having a long-lasting evergreen branded channel while using trends to hit spikes in your views, revenue, and subscriber and like growth. You always need a solid foundation of evergreen topics that people love to watch for weeks, months, or even years to come. But you can occasionally squeeze in the viral trending topics to actually boost your channel as long as it is in line with your topic. Now, mistake number 2 is blindly following guru advice. So if you throw your critical thinking away and just follow everything you see online on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, you're probably not going to make it. And look, I get it. It's very tempting because whenever you log into YouTube or you log into Instagram, there's always a new person with a new strategy flashing their earnings, maybe flashing their cars and watches, and making you believe that there's this one new golden hidden strategy that no one knew about that's gonna make you a millionaire overnight, right? But in reality, that's usually just not how it works. Just because something maybe have worked for them doesn't always mean it's going to work for you too by only doing that strategy. Every channel is different, every niche is different, and just because one thing worked for one specific person doesn't mean it will work for everyone. And maybe that person started years ago with this strategy and that's not working anymore. So I'm not saying don't follow a proven method if someone is legit, but don't expect that you can just copy paste something from someone else and get the same results they do. You always have to use critical thinking and adaptation and testing to your channel to actually make something work. Because at the end of the day, success on YouTube does not come down to following one proven method that you copy and paste, but it's by testing and trying and iterating on your channel and how your audience responds to your videos and what they want to see. So try not to get caught up in the hype too much, be strategic, test your own stuff and make decisions based on your own results. Now, if you are looking for some help to get guided in the right direction and basically increase your speed to success, I would always recommend you getting one-on-one coaching instead of just purchasing random courses on the internet. Especially for YouTube automation, every channel and niche is a lot different, so getting personalized help will always benefit you the most compared to getting in some random course. Over the past 3 years, I have helped over 100 people one-on-one start and scale their YouTube automation channel. You can see the results and testimonials in the description below. I have over 10 people who made over $3,000, $4,000, or even $5,000 a month from this. So if you do want some help getting started and scaling your channel, click the link below, watch the interviews, and you can potentially book a call with me to see if you qualify. Now, mistake number 3 that I see often is a lack of iteration. And basically what this means is that you do not learn from your own testing and your own mistakes that you made running your business or your online YouTube automation channel. Because it's very easy with YouTube to just pump out videos and not even watch the videos that you've created or your team created. Pump them out on YouTube and just look at the click-through rate and view duration and hope for the best on your next video without actually looking at why it did or did not work and making improvements based on that. More videos does not always equal more chances to blow up and go viral. Sometimes it does, which is a bit of a luck factor, but it's not usually the case. You always want to try and evolve and adapt your channel, your videos, and your ideas, and not just throw shit at the wall and hope for the best and get lucky with some videos. So instead of just pushing out content non-stop without actually checking your analytics on a deeper level, take a moment to see where people drop off, what people comment, how many people like, where do people stop losing interest in your videos and in your topics, and try to work on that viewer satisfaction of the video you made. And then slowly over time start tweaking and testing your titles, your thumbnails, maybe the intro and the hook of your videos. Start at the top of the funnel and work your way down, testing all these variables one by one. Because you can't just keep repeating the same mistakes and expect different results. Iteration is key here. Now let's go over some proven strategies to break out of the YouTube automation failure cycle. Because when it comes to YouTube, it's not just keeping your audience hooked in the first few seconds. It's about keeping that momentum throughout the whole video. And one very powerful technique to do so is called a loop trigger, which basically means at the start of the video, you say something that you're gonna talk about or show or reveal at the end of the video. So at the start of this video, I told you we're gonna talk about why people fail and what you can do to not fail, basically. So hopefully that was strong enough to make you wonder, what should I do? What should I not do? And to keep you watching until you get that information. You basically stick a question in the viewer's mind that they are going to get an answer to towards the end of the video, or sporadic throughout the video. You give small answers, introduce new problems, and work towards that big answer for them. So another method that you can implement this is rehooking. So what I just mentioned, you have one big question that you're going to answer in the end, but in the middle of the video, you can sprinkle in rehooks. So you can say, this was one tip of value, but don't forget, we're going to give you away this at the end of the video. So you keep reminding viewers why they are actually there watching your video and remind them of the result they're going to be getting if they stay watching too. And another thing that goes hand in hand with that is internal loops. So you work towards that big final value or answer to the question, and in between you are like, we're going to get there, but first I have to explain you this so that you understand that bigger concept better and it's more clear. And then you explain this new loop that you opened, you introduce a new small question, and at the end you're like, okay, now you understand this. Remember, we are explaining this so you understand the bigger picture completely, and you can do that multiple times throughout one video. Now, another thing that you want to implement in your video is engagement triggers. You want your people to discuss the topic you're talking about in the comments. You want them to like and subscribe. Whenever you talk about, let's say, a political issue, you can ask about the opinion of the viewers on your opinion that you're sharing in the video. You want people to get into the comment section and discuss things that are talked about, so they also stay longer on your video. And what also happens, if people engage more on your channel and in your videos, they will become more loyal fans and come back for more videos, hopefully. And then the last one that is really strong too is using cliffhanger transitions. So when you're moving from, let's say, the first value point we talked about to the second one, you can say something like this, hey, this was really important, but what's next is something you really cannot miss because it's way more important too. Or if you don't implement the next step, your YouTube automation channel will definitely fail. So these were our engagement elements you can put in your scripts to increase the watch time and the viewer satisfaction of your videos, first of all. Now, another strategy to boost your channel success rate is trying to predict trends instead of writing them after they happened. Because if you are reactive to a trend, you probably missed the boat and the hype is already over or too late, or it's too saturated for you to compete with right now. So try predicting trends before they happen. And you can use a tool like Google Trends with this when you're thinking about sports, for example, when a season is going to start, when a season is going to end, when there is a big fight or a big race or a big event within that sport. When you think about the cycles of our earth in terms of, like, let's say Christmas, New Year's, all these type of things, winter, summer, you can integrate these in your channel and what is about to come. Also election news, for example, in politics, or whenever you have stocks and crypto and all that stuff, like the cycles that go up and down, you can try to predict these or about what is about to come and integrate that in your video topics. You can make content about things to expect when it comes to movies or video games coming out. You can give your opinions. Big releases always cause a lot of traction and movement and attention to these certain topics that you can play into smart. Now, another way to finding viral channels early and increasing your success of succeeding with a niche is spotting trends early or spotting viral ideas and niches early. And you can do this by scraping YouTube, but there's also a lot of niche research tools. The main one I use is 1 out of 10 or NextLev, where it literally shows you new channels with a few videos up that got a big amount of views. So you can see what is actually working in the market right now, and you can replicate that success. Again here, do not steal, do not copy it one-on-one. Get inspiration from it and then give it your own twist. Also, analyzing these emerging channels can be very valuable if you understand why a topic works, how their scripts is set up, how their packaging is done, the thumbnail and the title. You can take this information and copy that for yourself and for your own channel in a legal way. Now, the last thing that I would recommend you doing is failing smart and fast, because you have to rethink the way you approach YouTube. Too often I see people starting a new niche or a channel that they've been thinking about for weeks or months. They test 3 or 4 videos, they don't go viral or take off, and they jump onto the next one immediately. Now, that's a big mistake. If you do not understand why something didn't work, you could try something new and maybe you get lucky and that niche does take off, but you have to understand the fundamentals of why things work and do not work. Try to analyze and understand why something failed, seeing it as a data point that you learn from instead of seeing it just to fail and moving on and never looking back at it. So basically, start treating each upload as a controlled experiment and then iterate and test different things for that experiment over time. Because it's not about grinding aimlessly and just producing more content. It's about testing something, analyzing why it works or it doesn't work, and then improving on that every time you start a new channel, a new niche, or upload a new video. You need strategic consistency, because the creators who win on YouTube aren't just hustling and throwing shit at the wall. They are outthinking the competition, learning from what competition did, and then improving on what they did with new channels and videos. So instead of just reacting to what didn't work, start being proactive and turn every flop into a learning experience for you. Because that is how you go from struggling to thriving on YouTube. So here's my challenge for you today. Start taking this serious. Make it a priority, no excuses. Set aside some time to actually work on this. Take time to analyze the videos and the stuff that you put out and try to understand why it worked or didn't work. And then based on that, come up with fresh video ideas and create them in a way where you learn from your past mistakes. You have to create a routine out of this and a habit over time, consistently, to actually break through on YouTube. Now, if you found this video and these tips helpful, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Click the link in the description if you're looking for more one guidance on starting and scaling your YouTube automation business. And I also have the client testimonials in there from all the people that made over $3,000 a month within 3 months of working with me. And if you do not know how to start, if you feel overwhelmed or you're just scared to invest money in something without guaranteed results, watch this video right here, because I break down the mindset shift you have to make when you're starting an online business.